Oh boy, 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 oh boy. It's 4:26 in the afternoon. It's still Monday, the 17th of July, 2023. I've been away from the politics for a long while, but I came back to it. Got even worse when I started hearing that at rallies this weekend, Donald Trump is expressing more desire to change the Article 2 into a more permanent situation for the presidency to have basically ultimate power. There are limitations in Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution that would hold him in check and balance at this point over here. But this asshole wants everything. According to Section 2 of Article 2, what was agreed to a long time ago and now being challenged by the orange gas bag who wants ultimate power. Section 2, first paragraph. The President shall be Commander in Chief of the Army and the Navy of the United States and of the militia of several states. When called into the actual service of the United States, he may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. He shall have power by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, to make treaties, provide two-thirds of the senators, President concur, well, if they concur anyway, two-thirds of them anyway, and he shall nominate and by, with the advice and consent, the consent of the Senate, shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls, judges, or of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States whose appointments are not here or not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law, but the Congress may be by law vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper, and the President alone in the courts of law or in the heads of the departments. The President shall have power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions, which shall expire at the end of their next session. But he's saying that he wants control over everything, over the laws, over the departments, over anything else beyond the Constitution. And if he doesn't like anything, he's going to cancel everything. He's going to drop kick a lot of departments that can actually go after him or hurt anybody else not loyal to him. He's basically turning it into a dictatorship with the consent of the masses, the ones who hold the electoral offices and the public. But since we are still dealing with the electoral college system at this point, the population vote won't count as much. But if it had, that'll be a different story altogether. But you control the states, you can control the electoral college, you can control that you're going to get into the damn seat. He's effectively going for a dictatorship, an authoritative fascist regime. The same kind of shit that our greatest generation over a century ago had fought like hell to prevent what's happening. And if any one of them are still alive, they'll feel a disappointment and backstabbing from America. America that they knew wouldn't stand for this. The generation back then wouldn't stand for this. This generation doesn't know any better. This generation The theoretical GOP was supposed to be the conservatives out there. All became Trumplicans. Those who don't speak up and don't do anything are allowing this shit to happen. Paraphrasing. In order to allow evil to spread, don't say a word. Keep your mouth shut. Everything will be fine. Basically. You speak against me, and you'll regret it. The threat. We should be scared. We should be pissed. We're allowing this to happen on our watch. We're allowing our greatest generation to have the greatest disappointment in our generation and in our time right now because we allowed this damn shit to happen. Our ancestors would have a field day over us. We should be haunted by the ghosts. We should be tormented by history. We should be terrified beyond all recognition of what it means to lose democracy to a dictatorship and listen to the laughter of those who have their little empires. Trump says, "Oh, I'm feeling comfortable with these guys." This asshole has no concept. If he's looking for the greatest grift at this point over here, they're going to grift his ass and walk right all over us. Progressives are still arguing about, well, the Democrats are not doing anything at this point over here. Well, either are you schmucks. Where's your positive attributes at this point? Where is your positive input? How come you guys ain't pushing hard? This particular congressional season we've got since it happened since 22. We've had nothing but lies and bullshit happening from the Republicans left and right. They fought like hell until they finally decided, okay, we'll get the budget deficit on, not the budget, paying our bills. But the Freedom Caucus didn't like it. They wanted chaos, confusion. They wanted to break down the government and then blame everybody else for it. And we're still running into the same damn personality shit in the Senate right now. So if there's going to be blame, there's going to be a lot of blame all around. And the ultimate is the voters. And right now, with all those damn lies and rallies going on left and right, of telling people of all this damn conspiracy shit, and they're eating it up. So now we got the grifters who are threatening to control our democracy. And they don't care. Those who are backing them don't care. They want to get their frickin' profits. They want to get their money. They want to get their power they want. They want to say they can control by using money. Well, what happens if those industries get to be shut down by the authoritative regime? And what happens if they happen to get backstabbed? How are they going to be able to deal with it? If you're dealing with an authoritative regime where the president gains all power constitutionally at this point over here, voted in by the people, who's to say that there won't be an amendment ratified in the Constitution either nullifying the whole damn thing or adding it where the president has ultimate power throughout the rest of his life and sets up his own people to take over? And they still call us a democracy at that point? We would be cease. It would have been gone a long time ago. The great American experiment into history Oh, I'm sorry. Is there such a thing as history? What was the thing called America then? There was something called red, white, and blue, I think, at one time. Freedom, liberty, justice. I'm sorry, what was that again? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, for the one who's got all the power at this point over here, voted in by the people. Voted in by the people. They wanted to love and worship and adore this asshole. They became North Korea. Russia, it's a different story altogether. They still don't like Putin, but they're dealing with the military and the police over there with the threats. So we're going to be dealing with the same damn shit over here. Congratulations. Every relative that ever fought in every war, fought and died, I hope and pray to God we get haunted big time. I hope we get harangued big time. I want them, I want every American citizen, no matter what age group, to be haunted, to be reminded. Throwing away the great American experiment, you were just pissed off everything that mattered the most. Because you allowed the Trumplicans to win, and America was handed over to the gas bag. Or to one of the grifters that we already got in the office, or trying to get into office right now. Because you allowed fascism and lies and deceit to rule. Congratulations. You did a hell of a job destroying America. You wanted to make America great? You put it into a grave. You put the United States of America into the grave, and you peed on top of it. No wonder I don't have much respect for the American voters, because I don't think they actually understand the significance of what they're dealing with, of how their country began, for the reasons why we started this country in the first place, for the journeys that we had to endure to get to the theoretical, magical land of America with a capital A. Instead, we had America. One ring that rules them all with sour and in control. It ain't funny. Saying hello to the dictatorship. Because we allowed it to happen on our watch. I hope and pray every one of us gets haunted and horrendously. I'll even talk to them if I have to. I'll talk to them directly if I had to. Because I know they'll be telling me, what the hell have you done? And I'll probably be telling them, I didn't do a damn thing and I didn't do enough of it. I didn't do anything to stop it. I should have done more. I need to be shamed and humiliated like everyone should. When we had that shooting out, oh, we had a lot of shootings actually. One second here. We had gun violence that hit us a few years back. I mean, we've had a lot of it. But out in Florida, in a place called Parkview, school shooting. A lot of dead, a lot of wounded. And a group of kids decided they weren't going to take it anymore. One representative who was getting on the cameras and talking about it a lot because he was seriously, absolutely pissed off that the adults who sat back for decades didn't stop this shit from happening, and still hasn't. This kid, David Hogg, took what he could with him, and he marched all the way to the Capitol steps to make a plea to the backward ass to our theoretical lawmakers out there. And following him up the damn steps was Marjorie Taylor Greene before the twit became a theoretical congressperson and mouthpiece of the Trumplicans. And she harangued this kid. She harangued this kid. We had a shooting in a school, and she's using it for her own damn insanity. As he was heading towards the Congress, to the to the Capitol, and he was getting himself mentally ready for this thing. Greene was haranguing him left and right. She thought he was, oh God, she was on a holy terror with this kid. He didn't stop. He was dead set. He was ignoring her. And he went up and did his testimony. And during the elections, Greene got into office and started becoming a royal pain in the ass to people. And she still is a pain in the ass. Mr. Hogg became an advocate against gun violence. He was going to make sure this shit was going to happen again. At least he made something of himself. He went to a university and he graduated this year. And he's still an advocate against gun violence. And he was still trying to get all the youth to rally, to empower them, and let them know they're not going to take it anymore. Unfortunately, I just wish these assholes in Congress figured this shit out. And in the states, in the state governments and legislatures, those who keep worshiping the damn gun are creating the more and more massacre. They kept claiming that they are following God's will, that they are Christian nationalists, that they are Christians, and they have to do it this way. Christ had a problem concerning about with one of his disciples as he pulled out a damn sword to defend his master against the Roman soldiers at the Garden of Gethsemane. He didn't care he was going to lose his life right there. He was going to defend his master. At least Jesus had the good sense of telling him, put it back. Those who live by the sword are going to get killed by it. A Roman soldier, as I understood it through history, his only one job is to follow the emperor's command and to die at the emperor's command. Die in battle by the point of a sword. We have learned nothing. We have learned nothing. Maybe we do need a day of reckoning or an A cosmic reminder of what's important to us, or what should have been important to us. Maybe we got a chance to get it back, I hope. But if not, I hope to God for eternity we get haunted by this shit. And I hope to be the first. Sounds like a bit of martyrism, huh? No, it's called being fed up. If the American voters don't get off their dead ass at this point over here, we're going to be dealing with a lot more than what we realize. Because the crap we've failed to deal with comes up and bites us in the ass. Guys keep forgetting the boomerang effect. Karma's got a way of reminding us about that one. What goes around comes around. And we haven't filled our quota of blood and body bags yet, have we? We haven't fulfilled our destiny of having democracy fail on our watch. Unless some orange gas bag and his grifters screw over everything that we had, that we thought we held in value. So much for being an American.